and welcome to the Monthly Muse, the podcast where Paul and I sit down every month and talk about some stuff that's gone on in history.
Yep.
Paul, first one back in the new year.
Good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you. Enjoy it? Good time?
Yeah, mate. No, thanks for asking. Had a great time.
Yeah.
Nice break. Yeah.
What, break from each other?
yeah, there is that. I think it's well needed. But no, mate, had a great time.
Good.
It might be 30 degrees and sunny in Sydney right now, but I walked past the Arts and Crafts Fair in Clapham this morning. So, you know.
Every cloud.
Yeah.
I mean, literally every cloud is here in Clapham today.
It is so miserable, isn't it? Come on, let's have a drink.
Yeah, well, you say
let's
that.
do it.
Can't. Doing dry Jan.
No, come on. I know we are, but
yeah,
I think there's some Thai-ski. Some Thai-ski in the fridge.
Gotta stay strong. Gotta stay strong here.
Okay, well, let's crack on then.
Yeah. But there are lots of people doing dry Jan actually this month. I
did it last year.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
How'd you get on?
It was tough, but the booze got me through it.
Right. I think that everyone that seems to do it seems to tell the whole world that they are doing it.
Exactly. I've seen quite a few things on Twitter, and people are saying, "Oh, it's so hard, dry January, but I think I'm going to make it. I've only had 2 bottles of wine this week." It's like, no, you've failed, and everyone's going, "Oh, you can do it. You know, stick in. You're going to do it." And I want to chip in and go, "It's over."
Well, I think the people that tell...
But I'd be the bad guy doing that, right?
Yeah, you would be. I think the people that talk about dry Jan all the time, they're just setting themselves up because all of a sudden you go, actually, maybe I do want to go for a beer with Paul or whatever.
Well,
if you're fighting on the front line of the war somewhere, you don't stick your head over the edge. You go, "Cooey, over here, let's go for a drink." You just sort of keep your head down and get on with it. But I'm not sure, Paul, I've kind of... In the last 2 weeks, and it has been painful being dry. I'm not sure if you find the same.
Well, I've got something to confess, Ed.
Right.
I've already actually failed.
Oh.
Because I came back from Australia on the 3rd or the 4th.
Well, Travis, got a tan with you, brought that back with you.
Thanks very much. But, so yeah, I'm not saying I'm actually going to complete it, but I am going to go until the 3rd or 4th of Feb.
Okay.
So I'll do my little month.
So it's a calendar.
Yeah.
But I do feel that... Do you not find it weird that going into a pub now... Every pub that I go into, I go up to the barman and go...
Serves alcohol.
Yeah, that serves alcohol.
Weird, isn't it?
I go up to the barman and say, "Yeah, can I just have a Diet Coke, please?" And then I immediately have to say, "Oh, I'm doing dry Jan, by the way," just so he doesn't think I am some sort of weirdo.
Yeah.
But I found that going to a pub and not drinking alcohol is apparently normal.
Yeah,
apparently it's cool.
It's quite refreshing, yeah.
You had a Diet Coke earlier, I believe.
Yeah, no, I did, yeah. They actually do dry July, just while we're on in Australia.
Oh, yeah.
They do dry July, because of the summer.
No, it's winter.
Oh, winter, apologies, yeah. Well, that and it rhymes as well, so...
yeah. But, right, what are we going to talk about this month, Paul?
We are going to start off 2017 with... Ed, I don't know if you remember last month, last year, should I say, there was the Pretend to be a Time Traveller Day.
Oh, yeah.
I asked you a very good question.
Shutter Island.
Age would you go back to?
Yes.
And I think you mentioned the 60s, but, you know, forget that. You also mentioned gladiators.
Gladiators, yeah. Absolutely.
The Roman gladiators.
Roman Empire.
Luckily for us, the last known gladiator fight in the city of Rome occurred on January the 1st, 404 AD.
Oh, well, okay.
So thank God for that.
Well, I'm looking forward to speaking about it, actually.
Me too. So that's that. Have we got a history mystery?
Yeah, we've got a brief history mystery coming up.
Looking forward to that.
And the usual features, some Days of Our Lives.
Days of Our Lives.
And the monthly mail.
Had some emails over the holiday period, which is nice.
Thanks everyone.
Good, so
should we?
Gladiators.
Yeah.
Just expect like John Fashanu to kind of walk in.
Yeah.
A wooga.
Yeah. On our first whistle, we start
talking about gladiators,
shall we?
Yeah. Do you want to?
Should we get a drink?
Yeah. No, let's stay strong. But cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah. Water. Should have at least got some sparkling. Okay, gladiators. It's worth mentioning the word gladiator was actually derived from gladius, which was the Latin word for sword.
Makes sense.
Quite interesting. So that's kind of fact number 1 of 2017. The first recorded gladiatorial fight was staged in 264 AD.
Okay.
As I mentioned before,
How long did they last?
So, as I mentioned before, the last known gladiator fight in the city of Rome occurred on the 1st of January, 404.
About 150 odd years. Okay. Cool.
I don't know, as I said, we're historians, Ed. We're not mathematicians, are we? What's really interesting is how they started. Gladiatorial bouts were originally part of funeral ceremonies. It's quite interesting.
Yeah.
Julius Caesar, he staged a massive funeral for his daughter Julia.
Right.
He wasn't that inventive with his names, was he?
No, yeah.
Naming his children. But he...
his firstborn, JJ.
He put on a massive funeral. There was 320 gladiators fighting at this funeral to commemorate Julia's funeral.
Wow. That's
quite incredible. It's like a Royal Rumble type.
Yeah. Or sort of Millwall away.
Yeah, very good.
With Elijah Wood sort of calling the shots.
Was it Green Street, was it?
Green Street, yeah.
But,
would have been alright with a sword, probably, as well. Do they not use a sword in the...
In the Hobbit of Lord of the Rings, yeah.
We haven't seen it, have we?
No.
Not our sort of scene.
Nerd alert.
So Julius Caesar, he celebrated death with other deaths.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Sorry, I can't get Elijah Wood out of my head.
Yeah.
Which is quite good. I mean, I bet the funeral director was loving that. I bet he didn't need a business development manager, did he? I bet it's absolutely perfect.
I know, yeah. Sign over the door.
Yeah, the role of the gladiator became really big business in the Roman Empire. Political careers could be launched on the back of spectacular games that these emperors would put on
for
the public.
Yeah.
A lot of gambling, large sums of money could be won by gambling on the outcome of gladiator fights.
Yeah, sort of like interrupted with Ray Winston with the latest odds, was it?
Yeah, can imagine that.
It's all about in play. Number of deaths, how they die. Put your bets on now.
That's not Sky Sports on in the background.
No, that is
a great impression.
More of a Bruce Forsyth, really.
Sort of maybe if the bloke you've bet on is sort of got a sword to his neck. Maybe cash out, I'm thinking. Cash out now.
Yeah.
Use that feature. But no, these gladiators were organised into different classes, different weights, different types. A bit like boxing or like what's it called? UFC kind of today.
Yeah, we had a bit of a... Well, me and you actually back in December, we had a bit of a boxing taster.
We did have a taster session, yeah. Forgot about
Paul
that.
and I felt a bit unfit, or, we work out, sure.
Yeah.
But we don't get enough cardio.
No, we don't.
So we thought, let's go and, we sort of rocked up to a boxing gym.
Yeah.
And looked rather out of place.
What did he say, the trainer? He was a pro, by the way.
Yeah, he was a pro. He
was an actual man.
What did he say? He said, have you guys wrapped up your hands before? No, not really.
Yep.
That would have been a bit of a mess.
But it was tough, wasn't it?
Yeah, he basically just went, just left, right, left, really, lads. 10 minutes, left, right, left. Okay. Yeah. No technique involved.
Sorry, mate, is it left, right, left? Yes, it is.
That's the one, yeah.
Okay. So they were in different classes, different types. Some really, really interesting types. I think there was over 30 different kinds of gladiators.
Okay.
I'm sure if Conor McGregor was around then, he'd probably just fight them all, knowing him. So yeah, they were deferred by different kind of armour and different...
like chainmail, and they had different lengths of swords.
Yeah, exactly.
And they had those barbed wire balls, I think they swung around their head.
Yeah.
Real barbaric kind of stuff.
Yeah. But what was really... I looked into the different types, and of all the popular gladiator types, perhaps the most unusual was the Retiarius, I think it was.
Okay.
He was armed, Ed, with only... So he's got a trident.
Okay, yeah.
Which is, quite handy.
Sounds useful.
Do you know what he's also got?
Go on.
A net. A net. Just a string net.
Imagine the unlucky bastard that had to find that one out the hard way.
Yeah, I bet.
With a net.
I don't know how that kind of came into play.
Yeah, fight's on. Fight's about to happen.
Yeah, I don't know if you can, imagine...
Lad runs up with a clipboard.
Yeah, the gladiator's kind of backstage. Yeah. Maybe he's forgot his kit.
So imagine you're the gladiator.
Yeah, you're kind of like the bod, the kind of event organiser.
Guy, a really self-important guy.
Yeah.
So what's your gladiator name, out of curiosity?
Russell.
How'd you get that?
Russell Crowe from Gladiator.
Yeah, it works perfectly.
That do? Yeah, so up you come.
Hi, Russell.
Yep. It's Maximus, but I'm using the stage name Russell.
Okay,
I think it's quite edgy.
Bit more.
That's what I'm going with.
Yeah. Welcome. Thanks for being. You're running a little bit late.
I am. Yes.
Sort of really screwed up because all the guys are sort of ready to go.
This is what I wanted to speak to you about.
Got your stuff ready?
No, well, actually, I've just got here from a funeral. Actually,
right.
So
was it any good?
Yeah, it was. Well, I'm still here, aren't I? So it was decent.
Good point.
And you're not going to believe it.
Right.
I've left my sword in the flaming Uber, haven't I? Left it in the taxi. So I'm out.
You always have amateurs.
Yeah. So I was hoping to just grab some weaponry before I go into battle.
I wish you'd given us. I wish you'd called ahead.
Right. Okay.
To be honest.
Have we not got any?
Sort of like. The lost property box I could have a look through for you.
Yeah, we're running out of time though.
What are you sort of looking for?
Obviously a sword.
Nah.
But what about?
Can't do a sword for you.
You've got a nice sword there. Can I not use that?
Yeah, you can't really borrow this one.
Okay.
I'm about to go out afterwards. I don't want to have to sort of shower. I've got ladies I've got to impress.
Okay.
The length of my sword.
Right.
Yeah.
So no chance of a sword.
No chance of a sword.
Shit.
I would suggest. I'll tell you what, Elaine. Yep. Yeah. Okay. So, trident. So here's a trident.
Alarm bells. A trident. Okay.
Pretty useful.
I'll take a trident.
Quite good range on that. You can jab from distance.
Perfect. Okay. All I need now is a massive shield. And I'm good to go.
Yeah, even a small shield could be tough at this sort of time.
Right, okay. Well, the fight's about to start should we just reschedule?
No.
How's a week on Tuesday?
Definitely not. We've got a few thousand people out there. I could do one better. I think we could do one better than a shield, actually.
Go on.
A net.
Sorry, I thought you said net.
Yeah, I think I can give you a net.
A net?
Yeah.
What am I going to do for the net? I'm not going fishing.
Yeah, listen, I'm
not trying to catch an animal.
Listen, sir, don't get defensive at me. Don't take your anger out of me. Keep it out there.
Okay.
But, I'm just paid to give out weapons.
But I'm fighting a man, I'm not fighting an animal.
You say that, actually. We're about to trial the tiger. We're going to put in there.
Are we trialling it today?
So you could use it to catch the tiger.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. Sort of 2 in 1.
Who am I fighting anyway? Who am I up against?
You are up against a guy called Flash Rob.
Oh God, he's got all the latest. Yeah, he's
Flashiest Robbiest.
He's the one that's got all the latest equipment as well.
Yeah, shiny kind of guy.
I've only got a net.
Yeah, real sweetheart. Yeah, the net will be fine. It'll be fine.
God, okay, well, it's been.
We don't really have much time anyway. What a day to leave something in an Uber.
They're getting louder out there, aren't they?
Yeah, they really are. Baying for blood.
Alright, I better go.
Not your blood.
Well, wish me luck. Tell my family I love them.
Whatever.
Yeah. See you later.
Yeah, I'm going to go and put a bet on.
Oh, yeah?
Don't want the odds to come down when they see the net.
Good point.
Chop, chop. Mystery. That sounds a bit creepier when I'm doing it now, doesn't it?
That's not pre-recorded, is it?
No. Yeah, we've come through to History Mystery. This week, rather this month, the Loch Ness Monster.
Nessie, yeah.
Big Nessie. First sighted in AD 565, so about 1,500 years ago.
Okay, so 100 years after...
Yeah, 100 years after the Gladiators.
The last Gladiator fight. Yeah. Interesting.
But it was actually first spotted by an Irish monk who was at a funeral, actually.
Okay, bit of a link.
Different kind of funeral.
Probably could have done with a net.
But he spotted a water beast, and it dragged several men, dragged them underwater and sort of mauled them.
Okay.
But, 1871, there was a chap that reported a large object resembling a log.
Sorry, resembling a log?
Resembling a log, yeah. The resembling bit is the bit that throws people off.
That's funny because this morning I saw a large object resembling a tree.
Yeah.
But
it definitely...
I think it might have been a tree.
Have been a tree,
yeah.
But anyway, so the Loch Ness Monster, it only really became sort of a marketing type thing from the year 1933, where this guy called George Spicer and his wife, they were driving home and, quote, most extraordinary form of animal crossed the road in front of my car, which was, I think, 5 foot high, 25 feet long, and had a 12-foot neck, and it lurched across the road. And it just disappeared into the lock.
Okay.
Didn't bother following it.
They didn't get out, I was going to say. They didn't get out.
Didn't bother.
Bloody hell.
The next month...
Dashing home to watch Pointless or something like
that. Yeah. The next month, there was a guy called Grant, and because I think they were in such quick successions, these sightings, everyone was sort of starting to get really excited about it.
Yeah.
But he was driving back from the pub at 1 a.m.
First of all, Grant, you shouldn't be doing that.
You shouldn't be doing that.
Okay, but we'll let that slide for now.
Drink as well.
Yeah.
And his motorcycle, he had to swerve it out of the road. Again, same road, always the same. Always the same. He saw the monster again. And he said it was a cross between a seal and a plesiosaur dinosaur. So he's obviously done his research.
Yeah.
But he was a veterinary student, this guy.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, so maybe a bit of credibility.
Yeah, a bit like us, really.
Yeah, although I wouldn't have taken my student opinion of anything when I was at uni.
Yeah.
But a couple of years later, these hunters arrived, people started turning up with sonar. But the most famous picture that you probably would have seen online, if ever, of Nessie was 1934.
Right.
Rob Wilson took a picture of... took 4 pictures.
Bobby Wilson.
Two of which... kind of got they made it to print. The first picture was the picture of, like, the famous picture of the head and neck,
and
the one afterwards was like the head and neck, but it was like bobbing for water as if it was about to be submerged.
Okay.
But based to this day, skeptics have kind of dismissed a lot of it as sort of driftwood, and I think you said they sort of also said it had been dismissed as
an otter or maybe a bird,
right?
And also, Ed, an elephant. So I don't know what's I don't know what part of Scotland Loch Ness is in, but it doesn't strike me that. And I don't know what's like kind of less realistic, the Loch Ness monster or seeing an elephant.
Yeah, exactly.
In Scotland.
And I think the main hoax, because everyone got really excited in 1960 about this guy called Tim Dinsdale.
Great era, yeah.
And he filmed like the hump or whatever,
right?
And he for about 3 minutes. But it was only a few years later when everyone got the film and turned up like the contrast, the brightness on it, they could clearly see a man standing in a boat. So people have been winding us up for many years, Paul.
Yeah, and this is why. Yeah,
and actually, in fact, most recently, in 2014, people have been going on Apple Maps, not Google Maps, apparently Apple Maps.
Okay.
And they reckon that they can see something 30 metres long in the lake.
Right.
Just sounds like rubbish.
Sort of like Instagram, but then if you add a filter, you can see a guy standing in the background.
Exactly. So if anyone's out there that reckons they've seen the Loch Ness Monster...
You're an idiot.
Yeah, you're an idiot. And please let us know about
That's History Mystery.
That's History Mystery.
Cheers. Here we go then. Days of our lives.
Yep.
These really are the days of our lives.
They really... Well, I hope not.
We should start with probably New Year, shouldn't we?
Probably should. Makes sense.
Do you have a good one? Get to much?
No.
Caviar probably in Sussex.
Just
champagne?
No, just house party.
Okay.
House party. Dancing uncontrollably.
Oh, God.
Like History Mystery last month.
Yeah.
You?
Yeah, no, blinder. Obviously in Sydney. Drinks.
That was terrible.
Fireworks.
Boring.
All that kind of stuff. But the actual first New Year celebration, we should probably just touch on this before we get into the days. The first New Year celebration dates back 4,000 years ago.
Okay.
I think it was actually Julius Caesar, Emperor of Rome. We've touched on him earlier. He was the first to declare that January 1st should be a national holiday. So thanks, Julius.
Not 4,000 years ago. He was the first person to make it a holiday. I see.
Correct. He actually named the month after Janus, who was the Roman god of doors and gates.
The Roman god of doors and gates.
Yeah, the Roman god of doors and gates.
There is a god for everything now, apparently.
There is, yeah.
Maybe we should do sort of gods of our lives.
Yeah, there you go. Series 2. So yeah, Janus had 2 faces, apparently. One looking forward and one looking back.
Handy.
Caesar felt it was relevant that a month should be named after him.
Yeah, but no one's speaking behind your back, I suppose, anymore.
Yeah, good point.
But, sorry, there's a guy with... you know Janus? Yeah, the guy with Guy with brown hair and
No, I don't know what you mean.
About 5'2".
No.
Wears like black sort of skinny.
Oh, no, I don't actually.
The guy with 2 faces, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's
the guy with 2 faces. That's the guy.
That's the clown. Yeah. Little tidbit here about New Year's Eve, New Year's Day.
Sure.
I read that some people in New York, in Times Square,
New York.
some people, I say people, adults, wear diapers while celebrating due to the lack of toilets. Ed.
Oh, for heaven's sake!
Right.
What on earth?
I know.
Do people? Because fireworks go up, right? Why do you need to be in a massive confined group of people to see?
Good point.
You know, and what I find mental about that is, you know, the people that film fireworks on their phone?
And take photos as well. They never...
Yeah, imagine someone coming up... Imagine you saying to me now, do you want to see the video from the 2011 fireworks I have on my phone?
I thought you'd never ask.
Said no one ever. Nobody ever wants to see that, so put your phone away and enjoy it.
Yeah. Most sensible thing anyone's ever said.
Do a pee in your pants.
On this podcast.
Totally legit.
Another little New Year tidbit. I think you mentioned something about Ethiopia, was it?
Yeah, they actually have 13 calendar months.
Wow.
Which is crazy. 12 months of 30 days, which actually kind of makes sense, I guess.
Yeah.
And a short month of 5 or 6 days, depending on whether it's a leap year.
Incredible.
But it's on September the 11th or 12th.
Incredible. So, days. What have we got? Got some good ones.
Yep, days. Okay. I mean, the second National Science Fiction Day.
Yeah, not really us.
Usually us.
Looking for sci-fi then.
National
Well, there's Stranger Things. I don't know if you've seen that.
No, I saw
it. The sci-fi Netflix. Recommend that.
For the first time yesterday.
What else have we got? What other days have we got?
Yeah, January 4th, National Trivia Day.
Okay, that's sort of where we come in, really.
Yeah. I'll forward to. Have you got any trivia you can...
Actually,
I heard that I read the other day that dogs...
Go on. You've got my attention.
Yeah. If you realise that your dog in the last couple of years has been watching more TV, was more interested in the TV, it's because apparently they can now see more clearly with HD.
Really?
So back in the olden days, it was too blurry for them to properly watch. They can only see, you know, changes in colour or whatever.
Yeah.
But now they are tuning in every week for the Stepford Wives or whatever.
That's incredible.
What they're watching. But
that's quite useful if there's people listening to this.
Yeah.
Who have dogs and they're wondering why.
Yeah, exactly. You got any?
I've actually got a kind of linked cats. You heard of cats?
Yeah.
Some cats.
Where is them?
Are allergic to humans.
Not the other way. Well, that's
quite impressive trivia.
Yeah. We were more sort of dog men anyway, really.
Yeah, Sam, I don't know why that is that, but
January the 13th is Blame Someone Else Day.
It is. So if you're not enjoying this podcast, it's not our fault, really.
Yeah.
But,
stick it.
What else we got? January 16th, is it?
This is actually maybe the best.
Yeah, go on.
It's National Nothing Day.
Okay.
Which seems a bit ironic, really.
So they can just sit... I think it says created so people can just sit around without celebrating, observing or honouring anything.
Yeah.
Which makes me think that should be more... There's a lot of days, you know, between Christmas and New Year, sort of December 28th.
Yeah.
Just nothing days.
Very much so.
Maybe have it then, I think.
Have it then, yeah. Well, you don't want to get in the way of the other big days of the last month, obviously, because there are some real clangers in there.
Yeah, but National Nothing Day coincides. What were you saying it coincides with?
Yeah, it actually coincides with Martin Luther King Jr. Day.
Right.
Once every... well, basically that's on the third Monday of January, which means that 1 in every 7 Januaries.
Okay.
It's actually not National Nothing Day, it's National Martin Luther King Day.
That's quite poor planning again.
They've not really thought it through.
That's going to annoy a lot of people.
Yeah.
Where are you going? I'm just going out to the Martin Luther King
No, you're bloody
Memorial.
not.
Well, why not? It's National Nothing Day. Get your coat off. Yeah.
Get yourself inside.
Yeah, National January 25th.
Sure.
We've touched on Loch Ness Monster earlier, Scotland. It's Burns Night.
Burnsy.
Up there.
Yeah.
Which quite important.
Yeah, Old Lang Syne.
It's one of his.
Is one of his. It's supposedly been recognised as one of the most, or 3 most popular songs in the English language.
Oh, yeah. Is it Happy Birthday?
Yeah, Happy Birthday. Good guess.
Makes sense.
Do you know the other one? For he's a jolly good fellow.
Okay.
He's a jolly good
I haven't heard that sung for
Yeah.
a while. He was actually voted the greatest Scot. There was a poll in 2009.
Okay.
We love a poll.
Yeah.
Greatest Scot of all time, Robert Burns.
Okay. Yeah.
Don't know what Judy Murray had to say about that.
Yeah.
National. What we've got? January 25th, National Opposite Day,
Lorraine Kelly.
which
Somewhere, I'm sure.
yeah,
National Opposite Day, 25th. Yeah.
just do the opposite of what you're saying, really.
Yeah.
And National interesting one.
26th, actually, Australia Day.
Yeah, quite fitting. I'm sure it'll be a great day. I think it's on a Saturday as well.
Sure.
I actually walked past a club in Clapham. Okay. I'm sure people probably know which one I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Terrible, terrible club. They're doing Australia Day.
Not bloody Infernos, is it?
On the 26th.
Oh, here we go.
And they've got the posters up.
Yeah.
And it says kangaroo boxing.
Right. Okay.
Now, that's probably worth the ticket alone, but I can't see that
I don't quite know.
happening.
No.
But anyway, enjoy. But no, great. Yeah, it was, you know me, I was in and out of the museums while I was over there. Yeah, just learning a bit of just confirming dates.
More sort of cultural stuff, I imagine, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We actually went up to the Blue Mountains, which is incredible.
Yeah.
And had a bit of a run-in with the law on the way back.
Oh,
you know me.
Right, okay.
Quite the wild child.
Yeah.
Got pulled over for speeding.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Points?
Breaking the speed barriers.
Breaking the law, yeah.
No, just a fine. So got pulled over by the policeman and got out the car and he said, "Do you know how fast you were going?" I said, "Probably about 85. He showed me the gun and it was 99. He went, 99, you round that up to 100 and that's 20 miles over the speed limit.
Right.
And I'm thinking, round it up.
Yeah.
But, anyway, I thought, kind of keep calm.
Yeah.
Might be able to get out of this. Said I'm going home tomorrow, so, might be a way out of it. So got in the car, he's in his car for 2 minutes, comes back, goes, "There you go, you need to pay that immediately, $220 fine, and watch your speed."
Yeah.
And do you know what it's like when it's in those moments you think, "We'll have a bit of a laugh here. You may as well throw in a bit of humour."
Yeah.
He said $220. I went, "You couldn't round that down for me, could you?" Which I thought was quite a good thing to say.
What did he say?
He didn't really get it. He said, "On your way. Watch your speed."
On your way, boys.
Yeah, so that was quite good. I also found out, went to the zoo over there, and there's some obviously incredible wildlife in Australia: kangaroos, wombats,
Everything that kills you.
koala bears, emus. Not obviously particular native to Australia, I don't think.
Yeah, okay, no,
but
don't you?
very popular over there. This is incredible. There was, in 1932,
Right.
an event called the Great Emu War.
Right, okay.
Which, honestly incredible. There was a war between humans
Yeah.
and emus.
Right, yeah.
So after the First World War, a lot of soldiers took up farming in terms of their trade. And I think it was on the west coast of Australia. A lot of the emus were heading to the coast, migrating from inland during their breeding season or whatever. And they were obviously interfering with the crops.
Yeah.
And they were, I think, creating holes in fences, which rabbits were then taking advantage of.
Sure.
And it was a real problem. So the farmers went to the Australian government,
Right,
who
okay.
then approved to get the military involved.
Right.
So they sent a few soldiers, and they had, I think it was 10,000 rounds of ammunition
What?
to take on these thousands of emus.
Yeah, yeah.
And the first day they went at it, and it was rainfall, so the emus obviously scattered, and it couldn't really
crack on.
couldn't really happen. So finally, I think a few days later, the emus came back after the rain had stopped, and they let, I think it was about 10,000 rounds go at these emus, but they really, really underestimated these emus, how quick they were, and I read they were using like guerrilla tactics, which is quite interesting, like dispersing into like small groups.
Yeah.
Anyway, cut a long story short, the emus won.
Right.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Unbelievable.
So the emus outsmarted the military.
They killed quite a few, but eventually they had to give it up, and it's one of those things that they don't want mentioning, I don't think.
Well, I mean,
which is why I thought I'd wait till I get back to England to bring it up. Yeah.
Well, I mean, 7 years, 8 years later, or whatever, there was World War II, and your military have just lost against a bunch of emus.
Yeah.
You're not going in there all guns blazing, are you? You're probably trying to stay as far away from combat as you can.
Exactly. But
outsmarted by the emus.
Quite interesting, and that's January 28th, Data Privacy Day. Well, as mentioned, I'm sure Hillary Clinton's looking forward to that.
Yeah.
And that's Days of Our Lives.
That's Days of Our Lives.
Yeah.
You have reached the monthly mail. And our message box has been beeping all holiday.
Yeah.
With some great little notes that you guys have sent in, so thank you.
There was a lot of bored people over the holidays by the sounds of it.
Yeah, thank God. More listeners.
Yeah.
Right, first email has come through. Hi guys, January the 6th is National Technology Day.
Okay.
That's
Sort of
one word, I don't know why I said technology. What do you deem to be the most important piece of tech to date?
To date.
Ooh.
Who's that from?
Putting us on the spot. That's from Paul. You didn't write in, did you?
No, that's not me. I've always wanted to ask you that, Ed, but I can never do it to your face. I don't know. I mean, drones are starting to come in, but I'm not sure if I can see them taking off. Oh, you like that though?
Good.
Little joke there.
I'd go with probably cat's eyes.
Okay.
Other Paul, just in case you can swerve out of the way in any sort of Loch Ness monsters at 1 a.m. on the way back from the pub.
Yeah, that is quite handy. I mean, it has to be the iPhone, doesn't it?
Stay within the confines of the road, sir.
Has to be the iPhone, I guess.
Yeah. Apparently there's more technology in an iPhone than the Apollo 13 mission that we first sent to the moon.
Wow.
I don't know how they calculate that. I just take my word for it.
That's incredible.
There you go.
But no, thanks, Paul.
Riddled with facts.
Emailing
next one we had come in.
Yeah, this is from Adam. It says, if I dined with someone about to kill me, I'd order lobster.
Yeah, this was in reference to last month we did
Francis Drake
killing his
Thomas Doty.
Yeah, because of the mutiny.
Yeah, so if I dine with someone about to kill me, I'd order the lobster. What would your final meal be, guys?
Difficult, isn't it, really? I think I would go for just a solid fry-up, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
And in fact, I know that on death row, often the best food in prisons is cooked up for inmates on death row, their last meal.
Really?
Because the person on death row will never eat it, because obviously just before you're about to be killed, you're just not hungry at all.
Wow.
So apparently the chefs make an extra special effort, because any food that the prisoner doesn't eat, they eat. So they're just cooking for themselves in the kitchen.
That's incredibly
nice
selfish, isn't it?
Yeah, nice fry. What would you have, Paul?
Probably got to go steak, haven't you? Probably.
Yeah, I'm not really a massive.
Well done. Not because I like that. Just it'll take longer, won't it?
Yeah, that's good.
I'm trying to drag it out a bit. And chips.
Yeah.
Probably triple cooked.
Yeah.
Chips.
Yeah.
Drag it out.
And
bit of béarnaise.
Yeah.
Throw in a bit of mash.
I'll have the souffle.
Yeah.
To finish.
But no cheese for that, Adam.
Cool. And the last one we've had, it's a really nice one, actually. I don't actually know. I think this might be from Olga, off the top of my head. Anyway, I had a message from Olga. Hi, in light of your post last week, it wasn't really a post, Olga, podcast last week, when you mentioned that you have listeners in Moldova, I wanted to say hello from Switzerland.
Oh.
I discovered the podcast 2 months ago. Make sure to visit Switzerland one day.
Yeah.
It's actually quite nice.
We might do. No, thanks for that,
Is that an invitation?
Sounds like it.
Is that like a...
Sounds like... What's actually interesting, we were talking about our listeners in Moldova last week. I was speaking to the guys again who host this podcast earlier in the week, just to kind of catch up on who's listening and where from.
Sure.
Good news is, we've still got our Moldova listeners.
Oh, thank heavens.
However, we've lost a couple of them.
Right.
However, what's incredible, I don't know if you can remember where the next booziest, we said Moldova was the second booziest. Belarus, correct. Yeah. We've actually gained 2 listeners in Belarus, which is incredible, which is my favourite thing about doing this podcast. Full stop, which I don't know how that's kind of worked out. Enabling
global migration.
Yeah.
The monthly Muse.
So we've lost a couple in Moldova but gained a few in Belarus, and we mentioned going over the Moldovans. Yeah. Popping over to Belarus.
I hope they didn't take that.
I hope they didn't.
Literally. But actually, I think we read that Belarus is one of the few places left that the full state they have the death penalty, right?
Yeah, it's the only place in Europe which still has the death penalty in Belarus, which...
Yeah, probably stop talking about it.
Yeah, we should probably stop talking about it. Yeah, let's...
But no, in answer to you, Olga... we won't be coming to Switzerland anytime soon. A little bit expensive, I imagine. But... Paul likes a good watch from time to time.
I do. Thanks. We had a lot of other emails. We don't have enough time to read them out. We actually had a couple of people email in, bit of a techie one this.
Okay.
About episode 2, which I think was October.
Oh, yeah.
They said that the sound quality wasn't the greatest, and we said, what you want about? Then we went to check and they were right. Yeah. And we've worked our magic with the kind of software, and it's a lot better. So if you couldn't listen to episode 2 before, please go and check it out.
Yeah, if you wanted to know what's going on in October, let us know. Catching up on that.
Yeah, be ahead of the game for this year is what I'm saying.
But emails as usual to themonthlymuse@gmail.com.
Correct. Our social media team are just sat there waiting as we speak.
Yeah.
Facebook page, The Monthly Muse Comedy Podcast.
Yeah.
Twitter @The Monthly Muse.
Yeah.
And
look forward to hearing from you.
Yeah, cheers.
Thanks again.
So that's January.
That was it.
Done. First of the year.
We
haven't touched on New Year's resolutions, obviously quite a big part of people's lives this time of year. Have you made any?
Yeah, just sort of bucket list stuff, really. I've written out a bucket list.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
Including, on the list this year, I want to go kayaking around the Norwegian fjords.
Okay.
Is that on yours, or?
I'm sure it's on most people's lists.
Yeah.
You might want to wait a few months, let it kind
really
of
random,
die down, if it's anything like, the gym.
Yeah.
Very busy this time of year, the gym and the Norwegian fjords.
The gym this time of year?
I have, yeah. It's ridiculous, yeah. I go in the mornings to avoid
half the people are there on Instagram just uploading the exercises that they're doing.
Yeah.
Just like the weights by their foot. And it's like,
sorry about that.
Anyone could put a picture of the weight by their foot without lifting it. And when it's in the air, I'll believe that you lifted it. But
good luck to them. Obviously want to get into shape.
Everyone getting into shape, sort of summer holidays.
Yeah, sort of wedding season.
Yeah, I've got my friend Laurie's wedding in Ohio later this year, so I've got to be in shape for that.
You really do.
On the mic.
Yeah.
So if anyone's got any suggestions, actually, I'm just being the MC for the event.
Okay.
You've done it a few times.
Been there, done that. Yeah. If you want MC stuff, you should come to me. Yeah, good stuff. We'll talk about it. Let's not bore people with it.
But let's put 2016 to bed, shall we?
Let's do it.
God.
2017.
This is it. Here we come.
The year of the podcast. The Monthly Muse @gmail.com.
Yeah.
Monthly Muse Comedy Podcast. Get in touch.
Yeah.
And
we'll be lolling through the year.
We will.
Probably ruffling, will we?
Hopefully with a drink in our hands.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, look forward to that.
Yeah.
In fact, that'll be the next show. We'll be recording with a drink.
Yeah, the final. Should we do a cheers? We've got water here. Let's do a cheers.
Sort of really find out who your real friends are, really.
Yeah.
Drinking water.
But cheers.
Cheers, anyway.
Yeah.
Is this filtered, by the way?
Nah.